Bradford Park Avenue 0, Farsley Celtic 3. Adam, that was a good and impressive performance, was that?
Yeah, I thought we controlled and dominated the entire first half of the game. I thought we came out and started really well, really quick. Obviously had a lot of possession, got into some really good areas, put a lot of balls in their box. Obviously had the ball in the net after 5 minutes. Danny Ellis, thought it was soft really to be disallowed, but it was. And then I felt, within a matter of minutes later, I felt we should have had a penalty again off a corner. The ball's dropped to Tom Allen, who's on the goalkeeper, and they're clearly holding him. Gets wrestled down, the ball gets cleared, the referee lets it go. And there are another couple of occasions where I felt that we were unfortunate in that first half not to have maybe got a penalty. So obviously it was disappointing at half time not to have got our nose in front. But then, the second half we've obviously come out and a quick corner, we've got our nose in front. Big Tom getting a goal, which he thoroughly deserved. And up till the point where I felt Luke Parkin hit the post off the free kick, which was very unlucky. It's a great strike. I felt we were in control, and then they changed system. The game for probably 15 minutes or so became a little bit more open than I would have liked. They threatened with the occasional counter-attack. They hit the post themselves. But we only spoke at half-time, just before the lads came back out. I think there's a few things that have just not quite gone our way in the last couple of games at big moments. And you can either feel sorry for yourselves, or you can put in a good performance and work hard, and eventually that little bit of fortune will change. And we obviously got that little bit of fortune with the goal of Jordan's, and from that point on we managed the game out well, and obviously capped it off with a great strike from Ben. So overall, a much better night for us.
You mentioned a strike there from Ben Atkinson. That was a fantastic goal, wasn't it?
Was, yeah. He didn't try to hit it too hard. Credit to Carts, who's he's lining up for a shot himself, but he's heard the call from Ben. He stepped over it, and Ben's just kept his head still, and good technique, and there was enough pace on the ball, and it's just a great strike. So many times you see lads get into them positions and they thrash out and it goes out the stadium, but he controlled it really well, and and he probably deserved it because he worked really hard throughout the game.
Tom Allen, of course, making it 1-0. Tom Allen has been impressive on his spell at Farsley. Is that a player who you're trying to keep at the club for a bit longer?
Ultimately, it's up to York, isn't it? He's their player, but he has done great for us since he's been here, and we have spoken with York briefly yesterday and told them that if there is the possibility of extending that, then we would certainly be interested in doing that. I think Tom's come in and he's settled right into the group. He's a great lad, really good lad. He's applied himself really well, settled right in, as I say, and he's performed in the main very, very well for us. So hopefully we can communicate a bit more with York in the coming days, and maybe we can extend it.
Carl Trano coming in to play goalkeeper ahead of Elliot Wine. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, Elliot had a bit of an issue with his finger after the game on Saturday, and to be honest with you, just all round, I wanted to freshen the team up tonight. There's certain aspects of what I saw on Saturday that I wasn't too pleased with, and we've obviously changed shape today and changed personnel with 2 or 3 players, which is not something that I do a great deal. But tonight, I felt it was the right thing to do, and unfortunately, it's paid off. Clean sheet. Kyle's had a really good game, bar probably one poor decision where he's come right out to the edge of the box to challenge Cresswell, and he's never going to get there. And fortunately, that one went the right side of the post for us. But I thought outside of that, I thought he was excellent. And we know that Kyle is capable of. He's a top keeper. I think he let himself down in the summer a little bit, and Elliot, deserved that opportunity. And with Elliot getting dislocated his finger in the game on Saturday and carried on, and this league, I think if lads aren't quite right, then then they probably need to sit behind me for the game. And when you've got a quality replacement like Kyle, then there's no issues in doing that. But it certainly gives me an headache now for Saturday, doesn't it?
Yeah. Jack Higgins didn't feature in today's game. Have you got an update on him for us?
Yeah, he felt a bit of agitation in his I think his adductor on Saturday, and at half time he wasn't quite comfortable, and he wanted to give it a go second half. In hindsight, I probably should have made the decision, me or Gasher should have made the decision at half time to bring him off, because you could see that he wasn't quite right in the first 10-15 minutes at Altrincham in the second half, and maybe that had a bearing on how we actually played in that first 10 minutes on Saturday. But unfortunately, the more damaging thing, he's probably going to be out now for a couple of weeks. That's obviously a blow. But he'll be all right. I'm sure he'll be back pretty quick.
Next game is at home on Saturday against Kettering Town. They're struggling this season so far. So what kind of game are you expecting from them?
Tough one. Tough one. Everybody told me that Park Avenue were struggling, but they've caused us a few issues tonight, and they've stayed in the game till the latter stages. There's no easy game in this division. You can and we've seen that ourselves. We've been inconsistent in terms of results, albeit we have had a tough run. But that's gone now, and you can win 2 or 3 games in this league just as easily as you can lose 2 or 3, and by winning a couple you can shoot 7-8 places, and the same if you lose a couple you can drop 7 or 8 places. The league is so condensed, bar a couple of clubs at the top, that the fact that Kettering have got off to a not so great start is absolutely irrelevant. It's all about the players on the day, and we'll fully respect them as we do every opponent, and we'll get the lads ready for another tough game.